Hello, this is Jack, and today we're going to review this Sanlida Archery bow. So why is this called a longbow? Well, in North America, it's quite long, but even though the cross-section is not circular compared to the medieval yew bows, it's a long bow, a bow that's long. So I guess from the North Americans, they kind of just start forgetting the English style bows and wanted to call their own bows long bows, and eventually I assume that's why the transition of them calling these long bows, because it reminded them of the Victorian era longbows. Of course, the cross section isn't the same, but it's long enough. So I think that's why they chose the longbow name. Unfortunately, today that creates a lot of confusion. A lot of people are like, well, it's a longbow, no, it's more of an American longbow. I mean, I'd call it a flat longbow or long flat bow. That's probably my favorite classification for this, because then it has no confusion, but that's too many words. So if you want to just keep things simple, American longbow makes life simple. Wow, it's so accurate with the cut-off shelf. Much more accurate than a historical bow. So inspired by the late Howard Hill bows, these Chinese manufacturers try to copy a product that I think today is well made, you know. Even though it's copied from the North Americans, they're copying designs that make money. They're companies and they gotta make money. And yes, they try to make, you know, historical Chinese bows out of modern materials as well, but it's such a niche product. I'm not known as an accurate archer, but even me, I'm shooting more accurately than with a historical bow without the cut-off shelf. This improves accuracy, of course. I really like it, but also the handle, it's very chunky for the 50 pounds. It feels like I'm holding a heavy, you know, a war bow, like 150 pounds, because how thick the handle is. But I think that handle improves accuracy because you get a much more solid grip. Forget about cut draw, any of that stuff. It's not what it's designed for. Bare bow draw or Mediterranean draw with a cant for bow hunting, I think it's good. Okay, you know I'm a left-handed shooter mainly. Let's try the right-handed bow with the left-handed bow with the shelf. I think it will still work great. And we're gonna try thumb draw first. It's okay, but I need to get used to not using katra because of the shelf. I don't know, I think this is more designed as a Slavic draw bow if I'm using left-handed. Let's try a Slavic draw. Yeah, much more accurate with Slavic draw. It's not really designed as a thumb draw bow because I can't do the katra because, I mean, it's not designed to do that. Yeah, a lot more accurate with Slavic draw. Yeah. Okay, Slavic draw. It's okay, of course less accurate than bare bow draw, but I think it's fun, but it's not designed for Slavic draw on the opposite side. But if you want to shoot it this way, feel free to. I discovered a few things I don't like. The grip is kind of loose. It kind of stretches. I think you should glue it if you want, or replace it with better leather, or tighten it over time. So I have to constantly tighten the grip. That's okay. Now, this wears out pretty quick, but I'm sure you know for the cheap bows they do. So you just replace it maybe with race skin, or just get used to replacing it with leather. Other than that, it works great. Like, yes, for 120 bucks, it might feel like a cheap bow, but it performs pretty well. I can see that it shoots, you know, don't compare with a $600 bow, but in this kind of price range, it shoots really well and performs really fast. And, you know, it's quite reliable so far. It hasn't broken yet, but we would have to do a lot more shooting to know about that. But yeah, I get a lot more accuracy. Mediterranean draw, bare bow. It's just really what this thing is designed for. Well, thanks for watching. Great bow, I think, for beginners to get into the bow hunting world, but I recommend starting it as a target practice bow. Would I take it for actual bow hunting? I don't know. I probably wouldn't, because I haven't shot this long enough to know how durable it is. And for bow hunting, that's the most important thing. You want it to go, bring a bow and make sure it actually functions despite of all the weather conditions. So, but it's a great way to enter into the bow hunting world, is at least for target practice. I think that would be a great way to practice with these kind of bows. And then when you actually go bow hunting, spend more money on a good quality bow and make sure that your bow actually functions when you're going bow hunting. Well, thanks for watching.